for Speed is on almost every system since the PlayStation, even the Game Boy Advance. The system is like the SNES. It can't fully produce 3D, but it can cheat it. The Game Boy Advance used texture mapping, rotating planes, or whatever bullplop they used to get it to work. These games were either hit or miss. They could be great like Mario Kart Super Circuit or Crash Nitro Kart, but on the other hand they can cause headaches like The Simpsons Road Rage. The Need for Speed series, the games mentioned in today's video, are Porsche Unleashed, Underground, Underground 2, Most Wanted, and Carbon Own the City. These 5 games I own, and I fully regret each purchase. These were my first GBA games, so I got a really bad impression of the system from these games alone. Now that we got that out of the way, let's get started.
The gameplay is where the biggest flaws of these games come to show. These games are super slow and are basically FPS drops. They are not fast like Mario Kart or even The Simpsons Road Rage. These games are super slow and make racing a chore, as the maps are sometimes way too large and cause a 2.5-minute race to become a 5-minute race. That alone turns me off to these games. The slowest is Porsche Unleashed, while Carbon Own the City is the fastest. And that's not much of a difference. They're basically the same. The controls are not too good either. Along with the slow gameplay, the control is slow and stiff. This led me to losing more races than I should, and giving 8-year-old me a rage stage. I always hated these games, but came back to them because I wanted to beat them. The controls are worse than the vehicles in Brash Bandicoot: The Wrath of Cortex, and I thought those were bad. These games do have a mid-sized selection of vehicles, not impressive, but passable. The standard tuners in the Underground series, but no exclusive cars to give reason to play these games.
The customization is there, but it doesn't make much of a difference due to the Game Boy Advance's limited hardware. This leads to the visual upgrades being completely pointless.
Each game except for Porsche Unleashed has a story, which are all the same as their console counterparts, except for Carbon Own the City. This game is exclusive to the Game Boy Advance, Nintendo DS, and Sony PlayStation Portable. The game had a different story where the player's brother dies in a car accident in a race, while you and his widow/girlfriend have to figure out what happened. Way different from the console version. This is where most of these games lack, because the story is never really explained or mentioned for most of the game. Important info from the console version is left out due to the cartridge being only 8 megabytes at the most for a single game cartridge. This led to the story in some parts being either watered down or completely ignored. Music in these games is okay. It's the same as the console versions, but very low quality due to the small space of a Game Boy Advance cartridge. This led to some songs even being shortened due to the lack of space. Hell, some songs aren't even there. What happened? I like those songs. I wish they just composed music so it wouldn't take so much space.
The overall presentation of these games are pathetic. These games have potential, but were stumped due to hardware and game engine limitations. If they have done like what Crash Nitro Kart or Mario Kart Super Circuit had done on the Game Boy Advance, the game would run better, play better, and have less FPS drops. The entire game is an FPS drop. They're entirely slow. The game is very slow and choppy. Stay away from these games at all costs. These games are bad.